What up? What up? It's your boy Dash DUB. This is Who's Next on Radio 22 at myradio22.com. We back for another interview. We got iRide music coming up real soon. So yeah, we're gonna try and start that off at 8 or whatever. Hopefully everybody's doing well. I know things is opening back up all around the country and whatnot, so I hope y'all are still being safe and whatnot and taking care of yourself. We're gonna keep, even as things open up, we're gonna keep pushing through with the interviews. Just trying to highlight different artists, different up and coming people that have a story to share. So we're just a platform to help them share that story, and hopefully it's something that people can learn from, possibly be inspired from, but learn more about the artist right in your own backyard that you may not know about. So that's why we're here. That's what we do. Radio 22, was also founded on the love of classic hip hop and R&B. So make sure to tune in and download the app. The app's free. So go ahead and download that for your Apple and Android devices. Download the app, check us out, see what we're doing. The majority of our platform is classic hip hop and R&B, but we also showcase reggaeton and Latin trap. We also showcase comedy, and we also showcase talk radio, and of course things like Who's Next. So there's a lot of different things that we do on our platform. That you guys should check out. Make sure to spread the word and whatnot. So I think we got our artist on right now. Let me see if I can go ahead and add the brother in. Here we go. So yeah, that's what Radio 22 is about. We're just started in 2018. What's going on?
Hey,
iRide music right here live.
what's going on?
Chilling. I'll just giving people the intro, the little rundown on what we got going on and whatnot with Radio 22. Make sure they know how to access us and the things we got going on coming up and whatnot. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Good. Man, this is crazy. Like every artist we've had has been early. And normally that ain't the case when it comes to interviews.
I don't know. I just hopped on and I saw it. So I hey,
no, you good.
If we early, we on time, right?
Right. I'd rather have it that way than the other way. So we must be on to something. We can get artists to jump on early. This must be the format then.
You already know.
I'm gonna update them on a few things going on, and then let's jump into it.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So make sure to share the platform, download the app. We're always adding new content, hip hop content, R&B content, reggaeton content, comedy content. So make sure to check us out. The website just got revamped. So we actually have an artist spotlight section on the website now, so you can check that out. We got all the updated shows because we brought on a couple of different shows out of New York. We brought in a show out of Phoenix. We brought in Breaking and Entering out of Milwaukee. Much love to those groups, those radio shows for joining the platform. They add so much to what we do. So go check them out. The times and everything is updated on there. And artists can submit music. Of course, they can always hit our website. Always hit our email, who's next, radio22@gmail.com. They can always hit that to submit music, or the radio 22 at myradio22.com. But if you're on the website, you can actually submit directly. There's an upload page there that is on the website that'll ask just for the song information, artist information, and then you can upload your track directly to us. So that's what I would encourage as the best way to do it. It doesn't mean you going through the email, we won't see it. But that pops up right on my phone right away. So if you're going through the website to upload music, we're gonna access that quicker than anything else. So make sure to check that out. I'm trying to think event-wise. I know next Friday we'll have UCAN will be hosting its third social distance cyber cipher. So make sure to check that out. Details and the lineup for that will be coming up soon. So make sure to look out for that. We're still looking for a few people to participate in Talk 22, which is going to be a live stream talk show talking about current events, stuff in the community, and stuff in entertainment. Make sure you look out for that. If you're interested in being on Talk 22, DM me or hit me on the email radio22@myradio22.com. Maybe we can get you in as a special guest. That includes you. If you interested in chopping it up sometime, let me know.
Hey, I'm down. I'm down. Let's go.
And yeah, yo, that's what we got coming up. So stay tuned. Things are always changing. Hopefully we'll have a special announcement in June, but I don't want to jinx it, so I ain't gonna say nothing else about it. But we're trying to grow, trying to expand, and hopefully this will be the next level for that. So we're excited about that. But right now, yo, let's go ahead. This is Who's Next. Let's get into this interview. Like I had introduced before, I'm gonna reintroduce him again. I Music. How you doing? How you feeling? You look comfortable.
Hey,
you look healthy.
You know,
what's good?
I'm chilling, man. It's good to be here. Thank you so much. This is great.
Not a doubt.
Yeah, man, I'm chilling. I'm in my man chair in my garage.
Okay.
So,
it's a nice day.
Hey, we chilling. You know.
Right, man. So normally I would say, for artists, I say, hey, let's go back right away. For those people that may not be familiar with you, let's tackle that first and then move forward.
Yeah.
But since you got so much going on right now, I kind of, for a little bit in the beginning of this conversation, want to stay present.
Yeah.
Because your name is blowing up, it's catching fire. The radio waves, you seem to be everywhere with the radio waves. So I want to talk about that first. Then we'll take them back, and then we'll move forward.
Sounds good. Yeah.
So, man, we got music being played. You're on 2 radio stations in the city right now.
Yeah. Yep.
For those who don't know, 93.1 Jams and WWMV LP 95.5 FM. 2 FM stations in the city. How does that happen? Because that is not something that a lot of people can say. Very few people can say that they've been able to do, but done in such a short period of time. Please let us in. Please let the other artists in. They may want to mimic.
Man, it's okay. Look, so okay, so what it is just, you know, it's the dedication. It's being persistent with things as well. When it comes to marketing wise, to get onto those radio stations and such, it's persistence. It's about talking to people and not taking no for an answer. You know, I've been told before, you know, that I'm not what the stations are looking for, or this and that and this and that. And some people would take those and just be like, oh, well, I'm never going to try again. But nah, you know, it fueled me to be like, no, fuck that. Excuse me, but fuck that. You know,
yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and take that answer. Like, I know I know these songs are what people need to hear, and a way for them to hear it is through broadcast. So, you know, I might as well do what I can do, and you do what you can to make sure that happens. You know, you make sure you have all your ducks in a row when it comes to publishing and rights and ownerships and cover arts and everything. You know, you want to make sure that everything is in line and you know, you dot your I's and cross your T's, because, you know, all of it counts, you know.
Right.
It's basically just a lot of hard work and, like, you know, pushing, you know, that
right.
I'm not taking no. Your answer is not going to stop me from doing this. So,
right.
You know.
So I'm hearing 2 things that I think artists can take away. One is making sure that your music is prepared and ready.
Yep.
to be taken by whatever radio or music entity it is, by, like you said, making sure you're having the cover art done, making sure, and I've heard the music, making sure everything is mixed, everything is mastered, everything is put together in the right package. One, but the second part to that I think a lot of people either missed or underestimate how hard it is the push, the constant push to try and break open that door, by almost by any means necessary.
Yeah, you know, and it's not, and it's all about you, you know, and yourself, but it's also about the people that you know. You know, you can't do everything on your own. Don't expect to just, you know, not everybody's Russ.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like you can't. You gotta, if you know, you gotta have a team, and the team that I've got. So you know, we. And everybody that I work with, and everybody that I know, is like, you know, that's what has, you know, given me the guidelines to do this correctly. And
right.
Here we are, you know. So it's a team effort, you know.
Right. Shout out Down to Her. Shout out Kid Vibe. Yep. Man, y'all got a crew, man.
Yeah. Shout out Kid Vibe. Plugged in with Vibe. Shout out Jay Hands.
Yes.
Shout out, you know, man, I could just, the list.
Go for days.
The list, man. Shout out Fusion. Shout out Machina. Shout out Fuji. Shout out, I could just, like, you know, I already said Jay, that's my man. Shout out Matt.
Right.
Matt's having a studio. Like, it could just, you know, it could just go
on for days.
But that's the point of this. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not just to do things, you know, on my own. It's to take my vision and other people's vision and bring it into one to get some radio play. You know what I mean?
Right,
so.
Right. Okay. So I wanted to, because that's been happening, that's been hot, and that's been out. That was the first thing I wanted to address. But I want to move back now a little bit and kind of go through a few things that led up to this point, and then kind of see what future things may be happening with iRide Music.
Yeah.
So let's take it back. When did you start taking music seriously? That point where it's like, because I know that you've sung for a while, but when was that point where the music business side of it was like, oh, I need to start really doing these things to actually make a career out of this? When did that start for you?
When I found out I was going to be a dad.
Oh, wow.
So,
talk about the pressure.
Yeah. So I'm being honest. So because I've been doing this for a while. Since 2004 I've been doing music and writing, performing, and you know, I performed all through high school. Like, I've been doing what I want to do for the rest of my life for a while now, right? But in 2018, you know, I found out I was gonna be a dad. I was like, you know what? I ain't even just doing this for me no more. You know, I really gotta do this. So that means I gotta invest in my career. I gotta start putting money behind my stuff. I gotta start finding, you know, multi-million-dollar studios to work with. I gotta find engineers who are on the ball. I gotta start finding graphic designers. I gotta start thinking about doing shows. I gotta start performing again. Like, I gotta start getting a logo design, getting my Instagram up, like doing all, you know, like, because it's not just for me anymore. It's, you know, everything that goes online is going to be there long after I'm gone. People still listen to Michael Jackson songs, Tupac songs. They've been dead for how long?
I'm listening to Pop today.
Exactly. You know, and so I have a line in one of my songs, like, it's a legacy that I'm making. Every word that I come up with, the same word's going to provide for us, because that's part of the reason for doing this. I want to leave a mark on this planet because my songs are going to outlive me. And when my songs play on the radio, I want my son to say, that's my daddy. You know,
that's silence, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's, yep. That is silence.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Silence is golden. Yeah. Man.
You know, and it's like, and it's the truth, because like, and it's like, that's when I realized I need to start making my music into a brand. I need to start building a
Mm.
brand, and that's when I started I Write Music, which was all I Write Music, capital IRIE Music.
Right.
And then
Right.
as of this year, I did a rebrand, so I switched it. So from 2018 till December 31st of 2019, I was I Write Music, and then from January 1st, 2020 to present, it's just I Write, IRI.
Okay.
I did a rebrand. I took away the E. I took away the music part of it, and it's just IRI. It's more of a bold, in your face type statement, I feel like. And
Right.
then I took the E and I made Empire out of it. So now, I'm trying to create this empire, this IRI empire, and everybody that I work with is part of it, And so yeah, it's it's a business. It's crazy. Like
Very much.
it's like you don't understand. Some people don't understand how much it takes to do this. Like to do,
Right.
But it's a lot, and I still have a lot to learn. I still got a lot to do.
Right. But there's nothing like sometimes pressure makes diamonds.
Right.
So sometimes it comes to a point for different artists where they have to feel as if their back's against the wall, and they start doing some of their best work, and they start exploring different avenues that they never would have explored if that pressure wasn't applied.
Exactly.
It speeds up the process for some. So in a way, it's crazy stressful. In another way, it produces results.
Right. And and I come to think of it, and it's like I kick myself all the time because I'm like, man, I've already done so much already in the last year and a half. It's like, holy fuck! If I would have taken this pressure, this ambition, this drive,
Right.
in my music career that I've taken so far, if I would have taken that same drive and applied it 4 or 5 years ago, you know what I mean? But like,
Right.
I didn't, and probably for good reason, and
Right.
now obviously I'm fucking having an interview right now, so that's like this is like it's crazy. It's crazy.
So I always ask MCs or singers to what would be the message you would give your younger self? Would that be the message?
The message, yeah, it'd be don't sell yourself short. I made when I did Hard For Me, I wrote Hard For Me, and I was like, you know what? This song is gonna do things. I was like, this song is, people are gonna like this. Now it's on the radio. 5 years ago, I wrote a song. Right? 6 years ago, I wrote a song. 10 years ago, I wrote a song. Like, yeah, this is good, but I'm just gonna leave this. If I would have had that, fuck this. It's gonna do good. It's gonna do numbers. People are gonna like it. Let's drop it and see. Like, it would be a whole different ball game. So that's what I tell my younger self, is to just apply more pressure to yourself. Don't let, don't beat yourself up over nothing that's not important,
Right.
Because,
Man, want to give a shout out, One of Many is saying what's up. Shout out One of Many.
Hey,
AC the Ruler, my man Daniel on here. Appreciate y'all tuning in. And that's also what I've heard. The other artists I've asked this, they've also said, like, the biggest thing they would have told their younger self is to be willing to take chances.
Yes.
They all felt that they were too cautious about making a mistake, or is somebody going to like this, or do I want to put this out? And now that these artists have now, including yourself, have basically gotten into their lane. They feel comfortable with what they're doing, how they're doing it, and the things are finally moving in the way they want. They're like, man, if I could have said that to myself about 10 years ago, how much farther would I now be?
Right. And it's because it's crazy, because you don't think, 5 years ago, I mean, that I've been trying to get on 93.1 Jam since I was a kid. I mean, since the first time I was on 93.1, which was years ago,
Uh-huh.
on a segment they had where you call in and rap for 7 seconds, and then that was it.
Oh.
It's called 7 Seconds of Fame or some shit like
Right.
that. And you know, after that, I was like, dude, I want to be on the radio, but I never pushed myself to get on the radio. You know, I never pushed myself to write a radio track. I never pushed myself to be on the radio, right? Even though I kept saying, I'm gonna be on the radio.
Right.
Do it. I'm gonna make it there. I'm gonna get all this. Everyone's gonna love my, but I didn't do anything about it. You know what I mean? You know, and it's like once you do something about the thing you really want to do, that's when it'll happen. You know?
So this almost reminds me, and Will Smith has been out like, Will's doing his thing because, he just had the remix or whatever.
Yeah, first off.
Yeah. He said something that was crazy. He's like, and I know I'm butchering the quote, but it's about getting on the other side of fear. He's like, once you get to the other side, everything is easier.
Right.
It's a happier place, but it's like the hardest thing is for you to get on that other side. And I think he was talking about, I think it was bungee jumping or something, and he didn't want to do it. But once he was in the air, he said it was the most incredible, blissful experience ever. And looking back on it, he's like, man, why was I so scared to do this?
Do it.
Why didn't I just jump out the plane? Why was I going through all these scenarios and half-stepping and trying to do it? It almost seems like the same, something very similar to you. It's like, I'm not sure. I think this is what I want. I'm not sure what I want. But once you got on that other side, like, you flying now, bro.
Hey, man, and I appreciate it. It's surreal, to be completely honest. I don't even,
Right.
it's like one of those things that's like I check my stats, and I'll see my stats of people listening to my music all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Or I got told to, like, TikTok. I got told to make a TikTok because my songs are on TikTok, so I made a TikTok.
Right.
And then I searched, and sure as shit, one of my songs, my 10 Toes Down challenge, hundreds of videos have been made with my song as the sound on TikTok. People felt the lyrics, and it's like, holy fuck, like,
right.
people, I wrote that, like, those are my feelings, like,
right.
that I only thought when I wrote it, that they were just my feelings, but, with the billions and billions and trillions of people on the world, somebody else feels the same way too,
Man, so it's like your action is getting met with other action.
And it's insane. People put down, people put my 10 Toes Down song with Kobe's death. They made a lot of tribute videos for Kobe,
right,
and used portions of my song / the lyrics, some portions of it. They used that for, them expressing themselves as a trip, for Kobe, as a tribute.
right.
Like, and that was insane to see, because, like, that's insane. Hey, shout out.
Wild. That's wild.
Yo, he's out here. I see you.
Yeah. What's up, Kid Vibe? Appreciate you checking us out. Plugged in with Austin. That's what's up. And my guy MJ just joined. What's going on? If y'all just joining in, we talked about the radio fame. We going back a little bit, and then we gonna move forward. But I was talking with some artists about TikTok a few days ago.
Yeah.
Can you give insight into what they're missing out? Because I was trying to convince them, like, yo, man, you gotta get on the platform, whether you have whether you think you have the time to make the content or not, because if somebody picks it up and runs with it, like, yo, that can propel all the other work you're doing. What insight can you give us for artists that may be tuning in and like, yo, I'm not sure if I should do this TikTok thing. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. That's enough.
So here's what I gotta say. Don't be afraid to expand your horizons, okay?
Word.
I didn't make a TikTok so I could make TikTok videos, okay? I made a couple of them, I've made a couple of them, but I'm not trying to be a TikTok influencer. If you make a TikTok, you don't have to be a TikTok video creator. You don't have to push your music on TikTok. Don't do that. You know, have your ducks in a row where it gets distributed to TikTok the right way, and then make sure that you're submitting the songs in which people can feel or people can do something to. It's TikTok. It's it's the Vine of our generation.
Yes, it is.
And if motherfuckers want to make a Vine or a TikTok to your song, no matter what genre, what style, what kind you do, all around the world, let them. Don't. That doesn't mean necessarily you have to fall into the TikTok trap or you got to waste your time on TikTok. No, but you can at least then monitor, you know, how people are fucking with your song or how they are taking your lyrics. You know, it's how they are understanding what you wrote, because you understand it one way because you wrote it.
Right.
You know? But people aren't going to understand it that way because they didn't write it.
Right.
Now, whether they understand it in the same way that was in your head originally, or it's their own definition, either way, they're going to showcase it on TikTok. And it's going to get exposure. And that means that your song's going to get exposure, which in turn means you get exposure. So if you're questioning on going on to TikTok or having your music be on TikTok, go for it, man. I got my songs on a whole bunch of sites that I have no idea what they are. I ain't never seen before. Fuck it, though.
Right.
Somebody has, obviously. So, you know.
And you said there were two particular types of videos that picked up your music. One was like memorial stuff for Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one?
It was a bunch of them, actually. It was a bunch of them. There was Kobe Bryant tributes. There was people that actually were reciting the lyrics, like, and then writing captions of their experiences growing up and their, because I talk a lot about my high school experience. So a lot of high schoolers, a lot of high school age kids that look like that are posting videos during the quarantine of reflecting on their high school experiences and how much it has affected them and the negative sides of high school, you know, because that's kind of what that, you know, that song showcases for me, at least, is my negative things that happened to me in high school. So, you know, you got people making tribute videos, you got people making their own personal experience videos, you got people doing lyric videos, there's people just like you know, like lip singing the song. You know, the list is endless for the hundreds of videos that are, and I haven't watched them all because I don't sit on TikTok like that. But I've watched a lot of them. Now, you know, I turned the sound off because I've heard my song 1,003 times. But you know, the videos are different, every one, and each video has its own little like holy shit, you know. There's obviously,
but that's incredible how they've been able to pick up bits and pieces of what you wrote and run with it and basically almost create a whole nother, for lack of a better term, YouTube with it. Of their own different ways of making their own creative videos, but still using your music, which in turn, when their friends see that music, it helps promote you as well. It's damn near like a compound interest game.
Exactly.
But it's like music.
It's insane. And I never thought that I never thought any of this would happen, to be honest.
Right.
But, you know, it is. And it's we only going up from here. It's crazy. But yeah, that's just wild. I don't know.
That's action met with action. So for any young artists that have seen this, that is not on TikTok or feel this is not worth your time, yo, you ain't even got to take it from me. You can take it from IRI right here, man.
Yep. Live in the flesh. I'm telling you, it's real.
That's what's up. So you having a child put the pressure on you to do music. You've been doing music for a while. What I always like to ask singers in particular, I'm always interested in their process.
Yep.
As far as your songwriting and your studio process, because I always find that to be
Interesting. Me too.
interesting
No cap.
and different from rappers in most
Yeah,
cases.
I be on YouTube searching, you know, so and so in the studio because I just want to see what it's like, you know, if it's different
Right.
than mine or whatever, you know. So yeah, no. My process from, I guess, start to finish for a track, let's say, you know, for a singing track, let's say.
Right.
So you know, writing a singing song is different than writing a rap. You know, like you got to have a different mindset for it.
Right.
I just wrote a singing song the other day, and was just in the studio and recorded it, and it's you gotta prepare yourself. Like for me, like I was in choir from 4th grade till I graduated high school, right?
Woo!
So I've learned how to, like, I can just train. Well, hold on. Hey.
This is my interview now.
Yeah, right. Hey. Prince Marley taking over the interview. Anyway. So good night, my boy. Love you. Process. Okay, so I start with, you know, going and writing a song, start with writing it, and then I'll go from writing it to in the studio. And when I'm in the studio, it's making sure my engineer already has the instrumental, if there is going to be one, making sure he's already got it loaded. You know, I'll email him, like if tomorrow is the day of my session, I'll email him the night before and again the morning of, or the day of. So I'll email the beat to him twice, because sometimes, you know, you could get a little drunk at night, or you could do whatever in the morning and just, you know, see it but don't see it, and so I'll send it again, right? And so he'll have it again. So then when I get to the studio, it's not, hey man, so what was that beat were you gonna use? No, it's I already got the beat up. Let's go. And you know, when I get to the studio, it's not that I'm going to the studio to write.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to the studio to write anything. I'll have everything for me is done already before I walk in the studio, because time is money, and
that it is. And
I don't like to waste time either. So if I can save time by already having the you know, the lyrics already done, boom, there we go. So then I'll go in the booth, I'll do my takes, record, you know, and then set up another session. So then my engineer takes it home, and then he does his own work on his own time at home on it, right? And then we'll have another session to do other things, harmonizing or different singing things to add, or different layers to add, and then he'll take that home, and then he'll mix that, and then we'll have another session that'll then master everything, and then that's the first master. Hard for me, like Hard for Me is a singing / rappy song. Hard for Me has been mastered, I want to say, like 5 different times.
Wow, 5 different times.
Yeah, like Hard for Me, the version that you hear on the radio right now, is like the 4th or 5th final master of the song. Yeah, it's been, shout out Jay Hands. This man, he's got something in his brain where he's just like, swear to God, because like I'll hit him with the, hey bro, you know, I gotta take this time it all started. We gotta take the explicit version and make it clean. I need a clean version. So he doesn't just make it clean. This man will go through and make it clean, and then he'll remix everything, and then he'll redo everything, and then he'll remaster everything just because he's already in it. You know,
Right.
every time that there's something that needs to get done to a song, he just remasters the whole thing, remixes, remasters the whole thing, whole thing. He doesn't just do one thing; he does everything every time. Right.
Right.
I love that because that's like guaranteed perfection every time. Every time he says
Right.
he's gonna remaster something, I'm like, it can get better. I thought it was already great. What are you?
Right.
Okay, like, you know, and then so it's a process, you know, like it went from, you know, getting a song recorded, mixed and mastered in one day and released that night to now it takes 4 months for a song.
Right. But it seems like your perfection, you're, you know, looking for perfection, being a perfectionist is met by your engineer now as well, also trying to perfect it. And it takes longer. Yeah, it does take longer, but the product benefits so much because you have people that are willing to say, hey, this is good, but maybe not good enough.
Right. And it's like, and that's crazy because it's like, dude, it can get better. How? Like, what are you hearing that I'm not hearing that'll make it better? And that's what I love about who I work with, you know?
How is it that, especially in this day and age where, you know, attention spans are short, some people call the microwave generation, everybody wants things quick, everybody wants things right away, that you're able to stay patient? Because most cats will be like, yo, I'm going to take what I got and I'm uploading it like right now. How are you able to take that time and stay patient to make sure that you're getting a better product? Because that's not something I see a lot of.
Okay, well, I'll tell you right now, it ain't easy. Holy fuck. Silence, I'm not even kidding. Silence, I wanted to drop 2 months before it dropped. I swear to you. I wanted to just release it 2 months before it dropped because
Right.
I was like, dude, this is so good. Like, everyone needs to hear this. Like,
Right.
everyone needs to hear it. And then it was, no, but, you know, we got to do this still. Damn, well, it was already good. No, we got to do this. Okay, well, we got to do that. And, you know, my engineer isn't solely just my engineer. You know, he runs with a lot of different clients, like a lot of clients, you know? So I'm not selfish. I'm not going to be like, clear your fucking schedule and get me and let's fucking do this. No, like, he got a lot, you know, he's got a life, you know?
Right.
You know, and it's not like he doesn't live in the area, you know? He's got a little bit of a drive to get here, you know?
Right.
It's like, if shit's going to take time, it's going to take time. But I know that I'm not wasting this time. I know that this finished product is going to be worth this time.
Right.
So I just have to, no matter how much I want to just hit that upload button, I just got to stop. Because, you know, if I do that, that's going to fuck up the whole vision of my engineer. And then why is he going to want to work with me? I'm just going to fucking premature drop some shit. Like, I'm not, you know, it doesn't make any sense to do that as a business as well, you know? From a business, fuck the music part of it, from a business perspective, you don't want to just rush your client because or not rush your client, you know what I mean? You don't, that's not good business. So, you got to have good business relationships with people to make good music. So,
hey, that's the key. So I need a baby to come out and say message. Where's the little one? Message for all you artists. The relationship, especially, and this is a different type of relationship because most of the time you're talking about, and earlier we were talking about relationships with radio personalities, DJs, for you to get your stuff played, which a lot of people's like, okay, yeah, I see that. You've taken them to another place and said, yo, better music, more quality music, have that good relationship with your engineer as well. Yep. And that's when we talk about process as far as you know, making sure that, and we talked about it at the top where we said, we were talking about how you are able to get this radio play, and the first thing you said is making sure you have everything in line.
Yeah.
And part of that is what's happening with your engineer on your mixing, your radio edits, holding each other accountable to make sure that this is at the level it needs to be before we do push it someplace else, where you also have to have relationships to now get it to that next level.
Like what I want, like, you know, and at the time when I got Hard For Me back, the first time I got Hard For Me in my email, I was like, I want to drop this right now. Like, holy fuck, this is dope. But now I look back at it and I'm like, yo, there's no way I could have dropped that first version compared to the version that's on the radio now. There's no way. You know, there's no way. And it all comes with just waiting, just being patient, just having trust in the process and trust in your team and just, you know, it's all it is time. And we got a lot of time. Just got to make good use of it, you know? So if you're not dropping tracks, do other shit. You know? I got 8 songs released on SoundCloud right now, which that is like a minimal number, right?
Right.
But you look at each one of those 8 tracks and it's like you could, you know, each one of those, especially the more recent, if you go from the more recent to the years ago, you can just hear the progression that I've gotten, which makes it worth it to only have those 8 tracks versus 14 tracks all sound like shit. 15 tracks all sound a little better. 20 tracks all sound a little bit better than that. 40 tracks sound a little bit better than that. Oh, we got 5 songs that are fire. Nah, fuck it. You know? Right.
Quality over quantity.
Right. That's how I look at it. I mean, but that's not everybody, you know?
No, especially in this day and age, it's not.
Right. And that's okay. Do you. I'm doing me. That's what I do.
Right.
You know?
Right. But you're dropping tidbits. I feel like you're dropping breadcrumbs right now, if I'm gonna be honest. Now I'm not saying that they're gonna follow it, but you're dropping it sequentially for people and applying, not only telling people like, you know, this is a possible way to do it, but applying your experience with it, which I think makes it more powerful when people listen to it like, oh yeah, he did do this. Oh yeah, he did go through that. Yeah, I feel the same way after the track's done. I want to upload it ASAP too.
And it just makes it more real, you know?
Right.
And it makes it more personable, you know? I mean, it's just like trying to get better lighting in this motherfucker. Let's see. Over here is all right. Yeah, you know, like, oh, that's nice out. Yeah, I'll go. You know, it's like, you know, you just gotta push yourself to keeping yourself grounded so that you don't waste your own time.
Right. Right. So the next part I want to go into as we moving forward still, your music is so, the way you write, and I don't know if there's an R&B term for it. Like the rap term I would use would be reality rap, but it's like in singing form, because the things that you're talking about and discussing is real life things.
Yeah.
Where does that, I guess, desire to discuss those things come from, and who influenced you who influenced you to want to do it in that way?
So, country music.
Oh.
That's it. Country music. If you listen to country music and then you listen to my music, it's all stories. It's all you know, it's all some kind of experience that happened in which they wrote a song about it. Saying, you know, like, you know, every one of my songs has a reasoning for it. You know, just like a lot of country songs have reasonings for them. A lot of the artists either go through something or they experience something and they wrote about it, or they, you know, they did this and they wrote about it. For me, it's like, you know, I've been through this. I did this. or this happened, let's fucking write about it. Or I feel this way about something, let's write about it. But let's write about it in a way that everyone understands or can relate with, not just like singling out a certain group of people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like for instance, and this is like this is just an example. The people who rap about like gang stuff.
Right.
They live that life, therefore they write about gang stuff, right?
Right.
And that song might get really popular within their gang or the party scene, but does it go farther than that? Who's to say, right? I'm trying to make music that doesn't just necessarily go with one genre or one group of people. Like, I have people that tell me all the time that they don't even listen to hip hop, they don't listen to rap, they don't listen to R&B, and they like my song. Or they could hear themselves listening to it, or wow, I could actually understand the words, or like like shit like that. And it's like that's exactly what I want, because I like I said, I don't want to do this for no reason. I want to do this for a reason. And so my reason is to tell my story and everything that's happened or happens within my life. You know what I mean? So reality rap, yeah, I'd say, reality songs, I guess, yeah.
new genre for you?
I'm gonna roll with it. I can't. I never really pinpointed myself to a genre anyway, and it's really hard for me to like. What when I sign up for sites or something, they're like, pick a genre. What is your genre? I'm like, bro, I don't fucking know. Country, acoustic, hip hop, R&B, reggaeton. Fucking, I don't. What genre is all that? I don't know. Am I a genre? No, I'm not a genre. Like, dude, I don't. It's like I don't know. It's just.
But I think marketability wise, that opens up a lot of doors for you.
Yeah, that is true. The advertiser.
Especially with larger radio stations that are very genre specific.
Right.
I mean, you look at Jams, which is a rhythmic top 40 radio station, and not everybody understands that your format of music may not fit. It may not be a matter of do I like it or not. It may be it's a matter of does your music actually fit what we play 24/7.
And that's exactly what they told me years ago, and I never understood it until I understood it. Until I realized, well, what really gets played on the radio? I hear the radio, but do I hear the radio?
Right.
Okay, I'm going to write a song called Hard for Me, and that's going to go on the radio. And it does, because it's that radio feels, that radio vibe.
Right.
It comes with experience. It comes with time, though,
Right. Now, is there an artist or artists that you feel have had that influence on your writing and singing style?
Writing and singing style. Josh Turner.
Okay.
Nas.
Talk about stories.
Jay-Z.
What was the last one?
Jay-Z.
Okay, yeah.
E40.
Okay.
Yellow Wolf, Ritz, Jelly Roll, Struggle Jennings, Haystack, Blake Shelton, George Strait, Johnny Cash, Linkin Park, Evanescence, Paramore. Dude, it's like, bro, it's a whole different, I don't even.
It's a unique mix, but that only would make sense because of the music that you do. Now, if you said, "Oh, yo, it's just like Jodeci, Jagged Edge, Boys to Men," I'd be like, I can hear that, but it doesn't tell the whole story.
Right.
You going from George Strait to Evanescence to Nas to Struggle Jennings, and it's like, I see it now. Now your style and the mixes have even become clear because of the people you just named.
And it's all about and I've been, I listen to those, people forever.
Right.
It's like those are people I listen to on the daily. I listen to a lot of country music. I listen to a lot of 2000s early country music. Or not early, but I guess my generation of growing up with country music. I listen to a lot of that because of the stories it tells. And it's like I like taking that I like doing I low-key like doing low, high key, I don't know. I like doing a lot of songs that have that country acoustic feel, but with that 808s, that hit them hard hip hop kind of rugged beats, but with acoustic guitars,
right.
Because I was in, like I said, I was in choir, I was in band, I'm tattooed up, I'm from my marching band,
Right.
I've got legitimate musical experience, so I want to incorporate those instruments that not only I know how to play, but I know that other people know how to play into my music as well.
Right.
You can't really put my, you can't
Right.
put my music in a genre, I guess.
That's what's up. But like I said, that makes sense. Even though it's like, oh yeah, it'd be easier if you just named 3 or 4 artists that are pretty similar. But that's not the type of music you're putting out. You're putting stuff that's reaching people across the board that doesn't have boundaries, because you're listening. The stuff you're taking in doesn't have boundaries.
Exactly.
So that's what's up. That's what's up. That's a unique answer, man. I've not heard an answer quite like that, but I like that. That's fresh.
Yeah,
Man.
it really be like that.
Man, so I know if I'm in your car, I'm gonna hear everything.
Not literally. How many people we be driving around, and all of a sudden it'll go from some Eminem, right, to some Ja Rule, and then all of a sudden to George Strait, or it'll just go all weird on people, and it's not weird to me.
Right, they telling you're killing the vibe, but you loving it.
I'm jamming. Niggas here I hate country music. I'll turn this off, and I'm like, bro, we riding
right,
we cruising
That's what's up. All right, Madison music scene. Man, I've heard, and I was in Milwaukee 16 years prior. I've been in Madison for about 5 years now, and been trying to get to know more of the scene here. And there's one thing that I always hear about the hip hop scene, R&B scene, is that there needs to be more unity. I always hear that, but I always continue to ask artists, what do you think is needed here in Madison to take the artist to the next level, especially in the genres of hip hop and R&B? I know you're not pinned into that genre, but you're in and out.
Yeah.
But what do you think Madison needs? I've heard unity. I've heard more music business or education, just more opportunities. What is it that you think is needed in this area to take artists specifically in those genres to the next level?
To be honest, I really just think that people just need to get out of their heads. I really don't think we need anything else. We literally have everything needed to do. I have not had to outsource anything out of this city to get to where I'm at currently.
Say that again, so that people can know what's going on.
You know, I have not had to outsource anything else in this city. You know, and to get where I'm at, because it's all here. You got producers,
Right.
you got engineers, you got studios, you got videographers, photographers, clothing companies, graphic you got everything in Madison. You got distribution companies, you got warehouses, you got facilities, you got spaces to rent, you got beautiful structures to do whatever you want. You just got to get the fuck out of your head. It's all there. The Madison scene is people be comparing themselves to everyone because the city is so creativity driven. Right. It's a lot of people doing some form of art, whether it's music, actual art, some form of art, comedy, you know, whatever, some sort of art. It's all in Madison, and it's like you just got to get out of your head about that. There's no competition here. I'm not competing against you. I don't give a fuck about you.
Right.
You. I'm doing me, and I'm getting to where I'm going, not to where you should go. How are you? You know, it's like we have everything here. You have all the tools here in the city. You know, we don't need necessarily anything else but motherfuckers to get out of their head and see everything that they have in front of them and utilize all those tools and not cause fights about it. We have so many venues in the area that are willing to put us on stage, that are willing to give us that exposure, that experience of being on stage, and then motherfuckers ruin it for everybody by fighting at the club or fighting in the show or doing this or that. It's like, get out of your head. Why are you? We're all here for this music. Take all your extra bullshit and leave it at the door. That's the only thing you need. That's the only thing we need in Madison is a bin to put bullshit in. You know, like there's.
Right.
I mean, that's
underutilized resources is what I'm hearing, and
there's
what
so
I've heard from people that are trying to share resources.
Right. There's so many.
I've heard from people that are in places that can do things for others that I'm not getting the emails or the phone calls like I would gladly help out or I would give an opportunity, but yet they have not directly reached out to me. I've heard them talk about what they may want to do, but have not directly reached out to me to say, hey, I want to do this, because they would say, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's try and make that happen.
Right. Exactly. Because they in their head. You know, it's just one of those things where you just got to get out of your head, get out of your comfort zone, get out of whatever funk you're in, leave it all at the door, and open up your goddamn eyes, because you don't need to go anywhere for nothing. It's all here, but we can't keep ruining what we already have, because then we're going to need shit.
Right. Then we're going to have to outsource.
Then we're going to need venues. Then we're going to need people to promote. Then we're going to need people to do. Then we're going to need all that stuff if we don't, one, utilize it, because why is anybody going to, you know, it's like, why it's hard. It'd be hard for somebody to continue to do things if everything keeps going downhill.
Right.
I've already seen venues in the last year. I've seen venues close because of bullshit that happens out of the venue's control. Right. Because of the people that are there. So why are we ruining the spots in which we would need to perform because of some dumb shit? Right.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but IG goes for about an hour. So it's going to give me a countdown before it closes out this interview.
Oh, shit.
But before it closes, because it's going to countdown will pop up, so I'll let you know. Let us know all of your social media and what is coming up next. What should we be looking for from IRI?
All right, so all my social media is The Real IRI Music, DAREALIRI Music, or just IRI. Search me on everything. You can find me on everything and everywhere. Anywhere that you can listen to music, I'm there. You probably listen to music on things that I don't even know I'm on. But I'm on there too. And then what's new is I've got I got a project dropping called Virus. Up All Night, the song that I have, is the first track released off that project. So I'm going to drop the whole project this year. First project. And then just more shows. I got a first show coming up at the end of this month on the 30th.
You got 15 seconds.
Yep, I got a show this month. I got shows coming up. Just follow for more. Instagram, everything. Keep it updated. The Real IRI Music. We out here.